Off the stage. Our next speaker is from Atlanta, and she has made it her mission to educate young adults about the consequences of abortion. She fights her pro-life mission with many campaigns and speaks alongside of Dr. Alveda King, niece of the late Martin Luther King Jr. Please welcome the author of Almost Wasn't, a memoir of my abortion and how God used me, Sonia Howard.
At the age of 14, I found myself pregnant by my 14-year-old boyfriend. I was devastated and pretty sure my mom was going to kill me. So I went to his mom. His mom told me that everything was going to be okay and that she was going to help me. I asked her to go with me to speak with my mom. My mom said something that was very interesting. She said, if you have this baby, you're going to do it by yourself. Or you can have an abortion. And I thought, okay, I didn't know that was an option, but yeah, let's do that. My mom quickly made an appointment for me at an Atlanta Planned Parenthood clinic. We got there when it was very dark outside. A lot of protesters were on the sidewalk. I was praying that no one would approach me, and no one did. When we got inside, it was a lot of girls, probably about 40 of us in there. We sat there all day crying. Many of them were with their friends, their boyfriends. Some of them were with their moms. A lot of them changed their minds, but not me because I was with my mom and we was making the right decision. They finally called my name and they gave me a pregnancy test, and they came back and told me that I had to go home for 2 weeks because my baby wasn't big enough to abort. And I remember being very upset because within those 2 weeks was Mother's Day, and I didn't want to be a mom on Mother's Day. But I came back. This time I didn't come with my mom. I came with his mom. My mom said she couldn't take the day off, but I knew deep down inside that she couldn't go through that again. We sat there. We got there again late when it was dark outside early. Saw the protesters. No one approached me. Went inside. Sat there all day. A lot of the girls changed their minds. They finally called me to the back. Counselor sat down with me and said the procedure was going to be quick. It was going to be safe, and that my life would go back to normal. At that point, I began to cry, and I said, I don't want to kill my baby. She looked me dead in the eye, and she said, it's not a baby, it's a blob of tissue. I said, okay, well, if it's not human, and I signed the dotted line to abort my baby. I still remember lying on the cold steel table, staring up at the light and counting backwards from 10. And then it seems like the next moment, someone waking me up. I was feeling very groggy. I was sitting on the edge of the table. She told me to take my time and get up and put my clothes on and go into another room. I remember looking around. It was 4 other girls sitting on the edge of the tables who had just had the same procedure. I finally got up enough energy to get dressed. I went into the other room. There were about 10 of us in the other room, and they gave us 2 cookies and some juice, and they sent us home. I remember on the ride home thinking, actually relieved and thinking, good, no one has to know that I'm 14 and I was pregnant. And when I got home, my mom was not there. It was very quiet, and I started screaming to the top of my voice, and I started crying because I knew deep down inside that I had done something wrong. And for the next 20 years, I cried constantly about that baby that I had aborted, constantly wondering what age the baby was, what gender, and really just couldn't tell anybody because it was a secret that I was keeping inside. So I finally got through it and asked God to forgive me. Then I was able to forgive myself. And I'm here today, and I wrote this book, Almost Wasn't, because I was also supposed to be aborted, but my mom got tired, changed her mind. But I made it. So I'm here, and I'm just letting people know that there are women, there are men who regret women who pay for abortions. There are women hurting, and if you know of someone that is hurting or that is thinking about having an abortion, pick up my book, Almost Wasn't on the Table. I'll be over here at the signing table, and I would love to speak with them. Thank you.
Once again, that was Sonia Howard. Sonia will be at the author signing table, which is behind you and to your left. And we'll be back in a few minutes with our next speaker. Thank you.